So Sergio introduced me to Ryan Green, the CEO of Gridwise, and this is a great piece by Chris and Sergio. I'm going to put their links so you can watch the whole video. But we made a video recently that less and less drivers are on the road, and they backed it up with hardcore data. This here says that less and less riders are on the road because the price gap is widening, and riders are sick and tired of being ripped off by Uber and Lyft. And we experience the same as drivers with Uber and Lyft. Their take rate is through the roof. I mean, you're talking 75-25, 70-30 at best at the moment. But check this video out. I'm going to play it briefly. Check it out.
Please go check it out. I think the video dropped yesterday. It's a short little 3-minute interview, but Gridwise does great work. What Gridwise does is eliminate the comeback from the company saying edge case or not enough sample size. Because Gridwise looks at hundreds of millions of data points before they put anything out. You know what I'm saying? So take that. So it kind of completely proves what we've been saying, right? So now Gridwise did a analysis from the rider side. So here it is. This is quote for quote. Riders say they're hitting the brakes, and the growing price gap may be why. Since January 2024, folks, this is 1 year ago, Uber's average trip price rose from $19.95 as his average in the whole system to $22.93. Lyft dropped slightly from 1936 to 1892. That's why Lyft is taking market share. That's not just a difference in strategy, it's shaping how people ride. According to Gridwise Analytics, this divergence is more than a trend line, it's a signal. Over half of the riders say they've already reduced their rideshare usage due to the price. And if costs continue climbing, 70% plus of riders said they'll cut back even more or stop altogether. Good. With rider sentiment shifting and cost sensitivity rising, especially with the economy that we're living in, the industry faces a pivotal moment. How platforms adapt through dynamic pricing incentives or diversified services will define the road ahead. I'm curious, are you riding less lately? Well, there's the chart that they came up with. And I know I sent you one last minute. I don't know if you were able to sneak that in there. No,
So, thanks Sergio and Chris. I'm about to get a private client at the airport, and you can see there by the numbers that Sergio read out, right? And by the way, the link is underneath. Watch their whole video and show me the money. And Uber, you can see, it's gone up a lot within 1 year. Lyft dropped the prices slightly for riders, and they're picking up the riders. So riders follow the money. They don't want to be gouged. They don't want to be ripped off. They're looking for bargains. So Lyft, I think strategically, is picking up those riders. Ryan Green's data from Gridwise, phenomenal. If you go check him out on LinkedIn, Ryan Green, link to him, read his articles. Like Sergio said, he's bringing out rock solid data and based on big numbers, lots of rides, millions of rides. That is solid data we can conclude from, right? And now the question is, if they would apply this formula, obviously both Uber and Lyft are taking more and more from the riders. But I think if Lyft wanted to make a smart move and pick up riders and drivers, simply change your pay structure for drivers. Give them a whole chunk more, make it so obvious that drivers would switch automatically from Uber to Lyft because they're paying way more. And if they're bringing more riders onto their platform because they're undercutting Uber, which is working, and those riders are taking more frequent trips on the Lyft platform. And with the combination of paying the drivers better, we're obviously waiting for any of those companies to make that move. Hasn't happened. You know, since COVID, it's gone down and down and down and down every year. Take rate probably 70 to 75% for the companies. But I think there's a golden opportunity for Uber or Lyft. You know, if you really want to make a banging difference, and let's say across the board pay drivers 20-25% more, watch what happens. Watch what happens. And so the driver pool is drying up. People are not getting behind the wheel anymore. And it looks like, according to this article that Sergio read out, a full link below, riders are switching from Uber to Lyft. Your comments, please.